It's the Game Over Gang podcast. It's Martin Luther King Day, and I seen something, and so I thought I'd bring it up and discuss it because it's a topic that's affecting us all. I don't know if people notice it or want to acknowledge it or talk about it, but we giving out game over here, so we gonna talk about what they don't want to talk about. And so basically the topic of today is our own people giving our own people a hard time. It's the black folks who are necessarily don't want to see other black folks in other positions, and it's the black folks who hinder and give the black folks a harder time. You know what I'm saying? In other cultures, it's different. They reach their hand down and pull up, and they don't mind helping, and they don't mind humbling they whole situation to get ahead for the long run. They don't mind creating a whole new identity for not only themselves but their family to stand on and to honor in order to achieve their goals. And I feel like that's one thing that's missing. Another thing that I wanted to point out is the viral video that goes around saying how Jewish people what they do is they get one business and they put all their money into one business, and they help that business thrive, and they keep putting their money into the second person business, and until they get their business, and then they business thrive. Those businesses give back to the same pot, and what they do is they keep on giving the third person get a business, and what it does is, because those two businesses is flourishing, that it made it easier for that third one, because they giving back now more than what the everybody else is giving back. You understand, if that makes sense? And they build little camaraderies like that, and that's how they get ahead. Same thing, but I want to say that it's not only the Jews that do that. The Chinese come over here and do it. The Vietnamese come over here and do it. The Koreans come over here and do it. It's a lot of different cultures. The Italians been doing it. It's a lot of different cultures that do it. We just don't seem to understand to do it. If you go watch the documentary, I believe it's on Netflix, but it's called Donut King. It's on one of those streaming services called Donut King, but it's about the Vietnamese guy who came out here, and he was working for as an internship. He went as an intern, not an intern, but a training trade that they was offering, and they was giving out jobs through, I believe it was Winchell's Donuts. And what he did was he learned how to make donuts, and he worked for Winchell's. He saved up enough money to where he got his own donut shop. And after he got his own donut shop and he started booming so much, then he got another donut shop. And what he started doing was he started bringing Vietnamese out here on what's called a sponsor program. And what he did was brought them out here, and he set them up with a donut shop, and told them how much money they was gonna make, and told them how he was to receive a percentage, they was receive a percentage, and pay their rent. And he did this over and over and over again, bringing more and more Vietnamese people out here and setting up donut shops. And he is the biggest donut shop owner of Los Angeles. Basically put Winchell's and Yum Yum Donuts out of business in LA at one point in time. That's why you see the big revive that they tried to do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But he essentially ended up buying out old Winchell's and stuff. That's why you see certain donut shops that's in mom and pop donut shops that's in parking lots, but you'll also see old mom and donut shops that was old real donut shops set up as donut shops. And what happened was Winchell's went out of business. They started going out of business due to this man and his monopoly, and his labor that he had was, for one, is why they could not compete with him. You know what I'm saying? And so what he did was he essentially put them out of business, and he became the Donut King, and he still is a big real estate dude, still a big donut steak dude in Los Angeles still to this day. You understand what I'm saying? And so we tend to go off track though. We give our people the hardest time. We seem to judge our people the worst. We essentially get in positions of power and don't know how to bring more of our people up and put them in power. Now, I will say this. Now, I know a lot of people who do try to bring somebody up with them. And what happens is that person shits on them. That person absolutely gets in that position and finds out a way that where he can weave the person who put them in that position out of it. And I don't know what's that about us, but that's in us, and we don't know how to honor that person and respect that person and make it to where you can be in a position to bring somebody else up. We destroy that person's reputation, destroy our reputation, and essentially destroy the reputation for our people. We go into businesses, people work there, our people will see a different culture walk in and put on a quote unquote white voice, but when they people walk in, they back to non-professional and talking to them as if they want to be treated in that establishment like it's unprofessional or it's ghetto or it's a black person with a black attitude and negative vibes and turning me off and want to show me that they don't want to be at work right now. They don't want to be running this business right now. And like I like to tell black people, you know what I mean, if we kept the same behavior on these jobs that we went to the job interview with, we'd be all right. But what happens is we get to these jobs, we don't want to work these jobs, we giving our people the worst time while we in them, and it's destroyed us. It's time to really change our behavior. It's time to really change our behavior.